Hi y'all, this is Linda and welcome back to Handsthatcook. Now I have a recipe for biscuit mix and I watched a demo on this on another channel and I'll tell you about it at the end. But these made wonderful biscuits, so I'm going to share it with you. This is something that does not have to be refrigerated. You can make it in big batches, but she recommends only doing 2 cups of the mix at a time because it's easier to handle. And you're going to do it in a mixer, and the best blade to use is the one without the flex edge. Alright, for one batch, now this is a 2-cup measurer, and this is White Lily self-rising flour. So 2 cups of self-rising flour is going to go in there. One-fourth of a teaspoon of baking soda. I'm going to get this mixed in first. And I think that's going to do it. Oh, alright. I got you up close so you can see what's happening here. Now, you're going to put an 1/8. I'll just say 2 tablespoons of butter flavored Crisco. And then what she used was also Crisco, and I got out my can of Crisco, but it had not been opened. It still had the little metal seal over it, but my lard was. So I'm using lard, and this is also 2 tablespoons of lard. Now the Crisco, the butter flavored that I bought, was in little loaves. Whoop. Come on. Little loaves. I'll show you the package it came in and what it looked like. And it stores in my pantry. It doesn't, it's in a loaf like this. And there's 3 of them. And each one has a 1/2 cup of butter flavored Crisco in it, and you can see on the side, I hope, it measures it off for you. So I knew exactly where 2 tablespoons were, and I just cut it off with my knife. Now the lard was different. It's not measured for you, and neither is the Crisco, regular Crisco that's in a can. You have to measure that. Alright. Now, what she says to do next is put this on the lowest speed. That's the lowest speed I've got. And let it beat for 1 minute. And I'm going to show you what it's supposed to look like. She said don't get it crumbled so that you can't see the shortening in it. That is not the thing to do for good biscuits. And this can also be used for cobblers and dumplings and pancakes. It's an all-purpose biscuit mix. I don't know if I've even been a minute, but I know what hers looked like, and that's what we're trying to copy. And this is it. You see? It's got little flakes of the shortening in it. Now this is one batch. And that's all I'm going to make for this demo. I got my oven preheated to 450 degrees. And I'm going to get these out of the bowl and get them ready to show you how to mix them and all. And then I'll be back. Okay. Now I've got my buttermilk, and what I'm using is full buttermilk, and that's what she prefers. I did not measure how much of this biscuit mix I put in this bowl, and I didn't measure the buttermilk either. She just said mix it until it is all of the flour is wet. And I think hers look drier than this, so I'm going to add a little bit more biscuit mix to it. Alright, now I'm going to move this back a little because I've got this my counter floured, and she just poured her biscuit mix out on a well floured, she used a counter. You know I have pastry claws, but I didn't feel like getting one out. She puts the biscuit mix right in the middle and generously flours the top of it. And she needs it. She didn't need it a long time now. She just needed it a little bit. You don't want these wet and soggy, she said. Alright. Well, one thing I forgot to put out here was my biscuit cutter. Let me get it. Alright. She greased, I saw her use a 7x11 pan, and I've seen her use an iron skillet, and that's what I'm going to use. This is a small one. And she greased it with her Crisco or lard. And she said your biscuits need to be as tall as the cutter. So I'm going to start cutting these out and just putting them in. Get some of this flour off of it. Putting them in this pan. Well, I got that one cut off a little bit, but it doesn't matter. And she rolled her dough back up again and made some more. So, you know, I've left them kind of thick because she said they've got to be, or they should be the same height as your biscuit cutter. Five. That made 5, and I think I can roll this into a smaller biscuit, which is what she did with her leftover dough. And I'm going to put that one right in the center of my pan. Then she took a little bit of buttermilk and put it in her hand and just dabbed the top of her biscuits with it. Like, that's what she did. Alright, now this is going in a 450-degree oven. She said 20 minutes. I'm going to start watching them after 15 or so, and then I'll bring you back when they're done, and we'll let Sam sample one, and we'll see how they're liked. Well, here's our biscuits after 20 minutes, and I just think they look grand. And look how big, if I can hold this, look how wonderful they look. I can't hold it, it's so hot, but I should break this open. Woo! Oh! Oh. Don't be stupid and grab your hot skillet and try to move it. It will burn you. And I am burned bad. But I can make it through this video. Alright, see the bottoms? The bottoms are, look at that. Anyway, the bottoms are nice and brown. And I know I shouldn't use a knife, but gosh, y'all, I'm going to. Look at this biscuit. Look at the inside of this biscuit. Soft and fluffy. And this was 20 minutes. I got Sam here. I'm going to put a little butter on this biscuit. And I got to get you in closer. There we go. Drop some of my butter. No, that was biscuit. Alright, here's the butter. Put the bottom back on. 20 minutes made a nice brown top. Sit down, Sam.
Oh, they look great. And they smell great.
Yeah, they do.
So now I'm going to put a little apricot reserve on mine if that ain't. I hope that's
Let me find him, y'all, for you.
That's not cheating.
No, they'll still taste good if they're going to taste good. This is our first time tasting these biscuits, and I'm going to give one a taste.
Well, I didn't think there was anything wrong with your other biscuits.
This is a biscuit mix.
Oh.
After you've mixed it up, it will store from 3 to 6 months just out on the counter or in your pantry. It doesn't matter. If you're going to have it after 6 months, then you need to refrigerate it after that.
Well, tastes delicious. Got a little crunch on the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
The middle is all flaky and got a great taste.
Is it light and fluffy?
Mm-hmm. In the center.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And you all saw what I did. 2 cups of self-rising flour. This is white lily, but you can use any self-rising flour. In fact, she said that General Mills makes all these flours. So evidently I've seen her use both. And here's I made another batch of them, but that's all I'm going to do for now because, you know, I wasn't sure how it would turn out. Whether it would be something I'd want to continue to do or not. But what do you think, Sam?
I could eat them every morning. Yeah, you taste it. They're delicious.
Okay.
Tastes like Grandma used to make when she got up at 3:30 in the morning.
Y'all, they're delicious.
Well, I told you.
They really are. 450 degrees for 20 minutes. And you just, I put a little bit too much buttermilk in mine. She said just till all the flour is melted. But you saw me add more flour because I thought it was too wet. And the recipe was 2 cups of self-rising flour, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 tablespoons of white Crisco, and 2 tablespoons of the butter flavored Crisco. And this is what the package looks like on that butter flavor in the little squares. You get 3 of them in here. And the channel I got this off of, I don't think she's been on very long, but she's really cute. She's a cancer survivor. And I think her name is Tammy. But the name of her channel is Collard Valley Cooks. And she said she cooks like your mama used to cook. And she does do a lot of southern cooking. She's from North Georgia. And actually the town she was in, or grew up in, was Collard. I don't know if it was Collardville, Collard Town. I'm not sure. But it was very good. It was very good. And she's got other great recipes. So look her up. And thank you for coming in today and spending part of your day with me. And my flour was all over my counter because I didn't put my pastry cloth down, which would have saved all that. But if you have a bench scraper, and that's what this is, one of my subs sent it to me, and I enjoy it and I love it and I thank you. If you have a bench scraper, it'll just scrape that stuff right up off your counter and make cleanup so much easier. If you haven't subscribed, push that subscribe button and hit the bell so you'll be notified every time I upload. Until next time, you all take care. Thank you, all those that went on my Amazon wish list. The link to it's down below if you're interested. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, it's a little expensive with somebody on hospice here. Thank you very much. And until next time, God bless every one of you.